Now today we're going to be reviewing the LessLoss cable line, which includes power cords, speaker cables, and interconnects. I was very excited to meet up with Lewis and have the opportunity to look at his cables and listen to them, because Lewis also has an interest in vibration control and has special designs in his cables. And one thing you'll notice, even with Lewis's design, I still have my cables dressed on the various wood trestles. And I've not only have these Cardus blocks, which keep each cable individually suspended, but I've modified that by putting it on top of little silicone blocks, which I trimmed from a kitchen supplies for a hot glove. And I found that to stabilize it, I also have it on maple blocks. Now, we started, I systematically introduced these cables to my system because I wanted to really hear the effects of each of these cables, because as you can imagine, I've had many years of working with a variety of companies and products, and I thought I had some pretty good equipment before, and they were all from well-known companies and names that anyone would recognize who's an audiophile. And I was very impressed and surprised at the immediate impact when I started plugging in each of the different cables. In fact, it was evident right from the get-go, and it improved as they broke in over the course of a week or two. And I gradually introduced from the speaker cables to the interconnects and the power cords at last. Now, each of these things had an impact, but it was the cumulative overall sound that was transformed once the system broke in. And when I see it was transformed, I have to tell you, from a musical perspective, the sound now sounds very real. I know everybody talks about how realistic, how musical, they use all these different audiophile terms. And what I want to stress is the design of these cables is allowing the music to be portrayed just like I hear it when I go to a concert. And I hear concerts all the time because I'm the principal librarian for the Philadelphia Orchestra. I've been working with the orchestra for 32 years. And so I hear usually 4 or 5 rehearsals a week and 3 or 4 concerts a week. And I hear that from on stage, backstage. And what really strikes me when I listen to this music is the balance. What the LessLoss cables have brought to my stereo is a coherency in the sound. The sound is just smooth from top to bottom. There isn't any frequency that jumps out. There isn't any particular emphasis. It just emanates from space. Just like when I play music or when I go and hear music, I'd never noticed before these speakers how much of a electronic haze was in the sound. Because I've worked very hard to eliminate any kind of distortion and interference. I have dedicated amp lines and power lines, and I've done everything with vibration control. And yet once the LessLoss cables went in, all of a sudden there was this silence, the floor, the background, it just was quiet. And there were many occasions when I thought my stereo broke, and the song would come to an end, and it seemed so quiet. It was so long before the next track started to play on the CD. I thought, oh, did it stop? Did it turn off? Did something happen? And then the music would just start from a void in space. And it's really great to hear music that way. One of the things is it makes it very realistic. It also takes away the fatigue factor. I can have my music on for hours on end and not have any fatigue problems with my ears or any distortion that causes any kind of wear and tear.